Hello and welcome to the channel. With the level of friendship that both men, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Olukayode Ariwoola, probably share, despite publicly denying it, should Nigerians genuinely be worried about the outcome of the presidential election petition court, especially owing to the fact that the CJN can't decide to appoint himself as a member of the panel as well as others if the case eventually gets to the Supreme Court. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Again, Supreme Court in the eye of the storm over 2023 poll. In this report, Vanguard's Law and Human Rights examines a tweet by a Nigerian-American journalist, Jackson Hude, alleging that President Bola Tinubu was having ex parte communication with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, to influence the decision of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in the ongoing cases challenging his electoral victory in the last presidential poll. On the news report by an online newspaper in its March 23 edition alleging similar allegations of conspiracy and professional misconduct against the CJN and Tinubu, appraises the separate defense offered by the CJN on the one hand and the President-elect Bola Tinubu on the other hand on the two occasions, and argues that the entire incident raises a fresh concern on whether or not 7 judges should continue to hear pre- and post-election matters in the country. Last week, Wednesday, Mr. Ude, a Nigerian-American journalist and director of strategy and communication to former President Goodluck Jonathan, raised the alarm that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu was having ex parte communication with the CJN, Justice Ariwoola, to influence the decision of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in the ongoing petitions challenging his electoral victory in the last presidential poll. Ude, who made the allegation via tweet, specifically alleged that during one of the conversations, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, was believed to have advised Bola Tinubu and the APC to get ready for a repeat election, given the facts available on the election disputes and the laws relating to the matter. The journalist added, "This is true despite the fact that the U.S. authorities learned about 3 private phone conversations he held with Tinubu, the DG, DSS, Yusuf Bishi, and 2 other justices of the Supreme Court." Ude said that the 2 justices of the Supreme Court had been added to the list of 6 Supreme Court justices who are prohibited from entering the United States, bringing the number to 8. But it did not mention the names of the 2 new justices that the CJN spoke with on the election disputes. Vanguard reports that President Tinubu's victory at the February 25, 2023 presidential election is being contested by 2 leading opposition party candidates, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. There is also the 3rd petition filed against Mr. Tinubu's victory by the All People's Movement, APM. The CJN, who is at the center of controversy in the Ude's allegation, wields enormous influence in presidential election cases. By virtue of Section 233, 1E of the 1999 Constitution, the CJN can choose to appoint himself to head the 7-member panel of the Supreme Court that will give the final verdict on the cases. Indeed, whether he chooses to be on the panel or not, he has the prerogative to choose the members of the Supreme Court panel that will settle the matter one way or the other. As the head of the Supreme Court, the CJN is also head of the entire Nigerian judiciary, who also oversees the NJC, the body that is responsible for the appointment and disciplining of judges across the country. APC denies Ude's allegation of Tinubu's ex parte communication with CJN. Ude, who claimed to recognize the powers of the CJN in the determination of presidential election disputes, said his allegation against the heads of the federal executive and judiciary arm of government was not frivolous. But soon after Ude's allegation hit the social media space, The All Progressives Congress APC promptly denied it. The APC National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka, in a statement said, Nigerians are smarter and more discerning than to be affected by Ude's opposition brand and tasteless and crass mercenary expedition. According to him, President Tinubu and our party won the last presidential election without a doubt and do not have any need to engage in side conversations with the CJN regarding pending petitions before the PEPC. Moka said, as the core Democrat that he is, the president respects the right of aggrieved candidates in the election to seek redress for any grievances that they may have. The Constitution and Electoral Act provide effective guarantees of that right. The PEPC should be afforded the time and space to perform its important constitutional and statutory duty of adjudicating and delivering a verdict in the matter without needlessly calling the integrity of our judges into question. Falsehood and conjecture by the likes of Mr. Ude only aim to inflame political passions, create doubt and panic, and preemptively undermine the verdict of the courts in this important matter, he added. Similarly, the Supreme Court of Nigeria has also refuted claims of a telephone conversation between the CJN, Justice Ariwoola, and President Tinubu on the ongoing presidential election petition for the 2023 election. The Apex Court said that Justice Ariwoola neither spoke with Tinubu nor the Director General of the Department of State Service, DSS, with a view to pressurizing the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal for favorable judgment in the petitions. Supreme Court of Nigeria spokesman Dr. Akande Festus made a clarification in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja. But in less than 24 hours after the APC denied the allegation made against both the CJN and President Tinubu, Ude fired back saying he stood by his tweets. I insist and stand by my tweet that Bola Tinubu has been having conversations with the CJN and the DG, DSS before and after the presidential elections. Their planned meeting in France and London was botched when it was exposed by the media. Tinubu has had a series of phone conversations with the mentioned persons requesting their opinion and help over the 2023 presidential election matter pending at the PEPC. He had also sought the opinion of a former Attorney General and Minister of Justice on his chances at the tribunal. If they keep denying, let them submit their phone records and that of their aides for forensics. APC is the most mischievous online political party in Africa, a den and safe haven for criminals, he had added. Currently based in the US, Ude is not strange to controversies. As a publisher of online newspaper, he had written many exclusive stories about government officials and their activities, some of which had set him on a collision course with successive governments. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.